Ladies and gentlemen, 5 days ago, this business did not exist. I'm gonna refresh the page so you can feel that, okay, maybe it's one of those YouTubers that actually did it. I did not do it. This was all done by OpenClaw, my AI bot. I gave it less than 1 hour of my time per day. Started of me going to see my friend to a cafe at 7 a.m. in Bangkok. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it and why it broke the $100 per day and yesterday the $200 per day, which is beautiful. Now, so far today we will see how it goes, but if you're still building manually and if you're not using OpenClaw, you are at a massive disadvantage. And honestly, you will be probably replaced in the next 6 to 12. Even if you use OpenClaw already, you need to pay attention to a few things that are really, really different. First of all is how it works. And I'm going to show you like 2 elements that you need to implement right now that's going to really 10x your quality of output on OpenClaw. The first thing is what is different with OpenClaw is you send one message and it builds the business. Yes. Of course, there's a bit of reply and everything, but bear in mind, the old way, for example, because I'm going to show you the traffic, the product, and the conversion. But let's say for the traffic, if I wanted to do organic traffic, get visitors from Google. Yeah, that's crazy. I said Google is finished. I get traffic from ChatGPT and Google with something that was built really recently. So the old way would be keyword research, WordPress setup, right content, payment setup. It would take 40 hours. That's a joke. It would take like around 120 hours, like 1 week to 3 weeks to do all that. And I hated every pieces of it because it doesn't make me focus on the right thing, which is helping my customers. That's why you probably have a lot of people in your circle, and that's what annoyed me. People are asking, why is OpenClaw, why is it different than ChatGPT? Why not just using the other one? There's already other tools, other agents. And I felt so frustrated. This is the same frustration I had when I discovered Bitcoin and tried to get everyone around me on it when it was below $3,000. Now, how many people listened? Way too little. So that's why I end up traveling alone, having the villa with the view on the beach, because it didn't do that. So now if they missed again this opportunity, like those ones, you have it every 10 years probably. Again, it's gonna be lonely at the top. And the 3 elements you need to have your AI start a business are pretty simple. It's a hard problem, traffic, and offer. Because you can have traffic, but it's no hard problem, people are not gonna pay. And then if you don't have the offer, that's going to be complicated. So what I identified is there was a problem, okay? And then what I wanted is to have traffic. Because if I don't have that, and I have this, and that, it's useless. Like this is the core thing. Traffic is probably the only thing you want to have if you had to choose between those 3. Why? Because once you have traffic, it's attention. And we live in an attention economy. Even if you act brain dead on TV, have millions of followers on Instagram from that, you're gonna be able to launch a tequila brand or whatever brand, and you're gonna make some sales. So once you have the traffic is the key. So that's the thing that people forget when they start their AI journey, is that they want the offer, they focus on building stuff, but what is hard now is this. And a few people that understand that will do mistakes. Now, let me go into the details of what are those mistakes. First of all is to not know who they want for the traffic. What does this mean? It's actually your avatar. And this is something that I explain in details in my private community, where building the avatar is one of the core elements that I was talking about at the beginning that change everything in your output for AI. What is the avatar? It's simply an extensive description of who you plan to sell to or who is having the hard problem. You see, this one is connected. There we go. So the avatar is who they are, where they live, what they do, what's their revenue. You want everything. Ideally, you take an avatar that has a quite big wallet. That means they're going to have a lot of spending power, like that, they're gonna buy your product. And if you create content and create funnels, any pieces around them, you're gonna speak to them and they're gonna resonate with your thing and you're gonna attract them. And that's why it's going to be way easier after to convert them on your offer. So the core piece is actually the avatar. Before you build any kind of business, this is what you will see. And the second piece is going to be around how you build your traffic, because you can see that let's take the last 30 days. So the first day we started to build this was January 29, which is less than 20 days ago, pretty good. And the traffic started to grow incrementally. And then we had a massive bounce here, boom, boom. And we are scoring around 2,000 visitors per day. I think we can improve that. This is fully organic, by the way. And that works pretty nicely. That's why when I had this figured out, which was the traffic, then I decided to build the offer. As you can see, the product was released on the 11th or the 12th of February. And that's later. Like, I was okay. I start to have more than 2,000 visitors. I can convert some of those people into a paid offer. I focus on solving one problem at a time. And we're gonna go into the offer in a second, but we need to understand first how I managed to get way more traffic with a website that is completely new, with a domain name that has no backlinks on Google. And it's because AI models are really powerful, but quite dumb when it comes to recent information. Because the AI, how it works is that it goes search on what's online, but what's been online forever. So like sometimes they have like 6 months delay, 3 months delay. It's gonna get shorter and shorter, but still to get the freshest of the internet, AI is not good. You need to use some kind of AI that's gonna do the research. But me, I needed to write all those articles. Well, I mean, me. As I said, I didn't write any pieces of this article. Like, this is all, look at that. That's how to show you that sometimes even the AI will not do the job properly and it still works. So you don't need to overcomplicate it. Full article content coming soon. I can't believe this. This is so funny. I'm gonna send it to my AI to say like, hey, you need to write this article. Let's see the other one, boom. Tools, skills, and MCP, OpenClaw. And it's still having, okay, properly we have that. I think this one we could improve as well by saying to organize more. However, we still have like the fix, okay. We still have like quite valuable content. And we have one call to action here towards the community. And then if they click on get started, boom, we have this. We're gonna go in a second. So all this knowledge, I had to scrape it. So you use different elements to take knowledge. So once your AI start to generate a big file, and then I will go in details as well in my school community, I think, because this is quite heavy and I'm building a tool around it. So once it has this big file, it's gonna be able to create content and advertisement pieces and everything around it way faster and way better because it has this knowledge. And that's how you get the traffic. But again, once you have your knowledge base, if you dedicate it to your avatar, that it knows, okay, like what do I need to write about? What is their problem? Then you're gonna get better content. Because I don't know what are the core problems of those people. And that's why you need to do that analysis. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to build that. But it was not always glamorous. So the beginning, when I got the traffic, I thought I'm gonna do affiliate. The problem is, for example, I wanted to work with DigitalOcean that offered a one-click OpenClaw. And I thought that could be good. I do affiliate on that. However, it's still quite complex to deploy and everything for most people because they need to set it up in a weird way. And the commissions are low, and then they use a weird platform for it. It took me ages to do some bureaucracy. I hated it. So then I decided to go to another route that I didn't think I would be capable of, is to develop a wrapper. And what is the wrapper? It's basically letting them create their own OpenClaw in the cloud without having to think about API, any complex things. in a simple way and one click. So we compress and make it way faster. Now, few people did that and I tried most of them and they were pretty garbage. So I thought I can do something better. And then even there's a lot of improvements that I want to do. And I think that even it's a bit more expensive than if you run your own server, because you could get the cost down to like $10 a month pretty much. I want to package it in a way that the improvements that they're gonna get with our wrapper, that make it no-brainer. So for example, skills, onboarding, how to connect to other things, the coaching, all that. And that's how we even had people here that took for their whole team. And I was so surprised. I was like, oh wow, they really want everyone to win in their company. But still though, when I launched all that, the first day I get nothing. I was like, what? I have 2,000 visitors and none of them bought it. I thought I was wrong. I was like, okay, I'm gonna test everything in the funnel, see if some clicks are getting leads or like there might be a bug. There was no bug. However, at the end of day one, I make one sale and I realized it on day two. On day two, I see that I make more than $200. I was like, now we have something. On 14, they refused to pay for my date. Didn't get anything. 15, not bad. 16, amazing. We go above $200. And now 17, we will see how it goes. But the beautiful thing, and I think that's what is really different, is directly from Telegram messages. I'm just here, wherever I am, in the bus, at the back of a taxi, I have a bit of time, I can work with it. And it built the website, the blog article, the SEO strategy, the payment system, the customer delivery, all from that. Like even to build the whole wrapper with elements that no one did online, it did this whole prompt for Cloud Code with the PRD file. And if you don't know what it is, don't worry, you're gonna learn about it. And that works amazingly because it shifted from one AI brain with a knowledge base that built everything compared to before we had different tools and no memory in between. So that's going to be beautiful. I want to bring the traffic to 10K per day. And I also need to improve the conversion rate because if you see, like if we have almost 2,000 visitors and we get less than 1% that convert, it's not good. So I might review some pricing. I think I'm going to put a cheaper option. I will test how it goes. I'm monitoring the usage as well of the users to really try to make sure that they are winning, improve their onboarding, improve the customer support. Those parts are going to be the focus of this week. And if we do that, I think we can reach $1,000 per day. And let's not forget that this is all monthly recurring revenue. So if the product is good, they're going to stay next month. And then it's going to be incremental, and then we should have a business that has a quite good value pretty soon. And if you want to create your own business with this, I know the shortcut you're going to think, I'm going to build the same thing as them. If you want to, we're going to compete in the same and then we're going to be in the crab bucket. But there's actually other niches that are way easier to build in. And I know that because I asked my AI employee to go find another idea of business and it built something in a niche I didn't know anything about. And it built its own avatar and it's going to build the knowledge base. It already built the product, which is not the best thing to do, but hey, it's free and I didn't need to do anything. So I will check how it goes. But you wanted to search for pain points. And if you are already working in an industry, I think you should focus on that industry. If I can help you or if you have any question, you let me know in the comments. I will detail the next plan, what it built and how it goes. And when we reach $500 per day, I think we can do an update.